Reconsider working here if I want to take a honeymoon. Okay. I had a manager who hated reading emails and would miss important meetings because of it. I even suggested text-to-speech to make it less unpleasant, but he told me off. He spent a lot of time playing golf with clients and was mostly inaccessible. It got to the point where most of the team CC'd me. I was next on the totem pole, so I could grant approvals for stuff like expense reports and help out on projects my manager was supposed to work on. When I was getting married, I requested 3 weeks off for my honeymoon. Everyone knew I was getting married. Manager even congratulated me on the engagement when it happened. I had 5 weeks vacation accumulated and didn't think it would be a big deal, especially since I was requesting it nearly 8 weeks in advance. Then a vacation request denied email comes in from our time off system. I emailed manager following up, left voicemails, and after a week he finally replied to an email, "Look, we need dedicated people. If you think you can take 3 weeks off for a vacation, you need to reconsider your position here. Keep in mind, my request stated vacation request for honeymoon." I replied with no consideration needed, "My last day will be less than date in 3 weeks. Let me know about transitioning duties." I forward this to HR, CCing manager, and HR sets up my exit interview, but HR tells my manager to set up transition for my responsibilities. During my notice period, I even replied all to this email twice, asking about transition plans, since I didn't get any transition plan. I tell my team, they ask manager what to do with my duties and manager says he'll think about it but doesn't do anything nor email anything out. 4 weeks later, I get a call from my old boss, "Are you planning on coming in this week?" Why would I? Because you work for me. Not as of last week. Stop messing around, get your ass in the office. I told you my last day when you denied my vacation request. How about giving proper notice and transitions? HR asked you to develop a transition plan and to attend my exit interview. It's not my fault you don't read all your emails. I hang up and block his number, but screenshot the call log and sent it to the HR contact with an innocent, "Should I be worried less than old manager thinks I still work for him?" Fallout. Things went from bad to worse for my old manager. Apparently I was doing most of his managerial duties, so he actually had to try and get stuff done himself. He also got into some legal issues, those client golf outings. He played golf, but not with clients. That made his termination, with cause, so no severance for him. I ended up at a competitor with a nice bump in pay. I wanted to start after my honeymoon, but new company really wanted my help on a pitch. I joined for several weeks, reworking 1/3 of the pitch, and then went on my honeymoon for 3 weeks. They paid me for the entire time off. That garnered a lot of goodwill from both me and my wife. I only left the company because Mrs. and I moved cross-country and they didn't have remote positions back then. ETA, thank you for the awards. I don't have all the details, but no old manager had to hire lawyers to deal with legal issues related to his dismissal and the expenses. Clarification. This happened in the late 2000s. Mrs. and I are still married. I guess he learned that you should never present an ultimatum unless you are prepared for either outcome. I guess. Nice move, although I gotta say I've never heard anyone in 30+ years of working take 3 weeks off at once. Isn't Sunday a working day in Saudi? LMAO, it's like the Seinfeld episode where George tries to act like he never quit the job, but instead it's the employer acting like the guy still works for him. Haha, these poor idiots really don't understand just how different the dynamics are these days when it comes to boss-employee relationships. Fuck that manager. You're a saint. Well done. Congrats on your marriage. I love this. So glad it worked out for you. Fuck that bitch ass boss lol. Man, this is giving me a strong want to quit my job for similar reasons, but I have no alternatives right now. 3 weeks is very excessive to take off. I'm just saying, you're right to quit, but acting like they're being unrealistic is wild to me. 3 weeks. That being said, he approached it hella wrong. Fuck your wide who had to move her vacation time, right? Everyone. Why did you capitalize this? Anti-work. Love how you basically went Toby Maguire on him when he needed you to do his job after you quit. This is fan FIC rolling on the floor laughing. Cool fantasy. Anti-work. I've read this one before. This sounds like a great post for anti-work. PSA, get a call recorder app on your phone. I've found it handy for reviewing a conference call I've had when I missed some notes. Could also be handy when your old boss calls and bothers you after you leave. Both of my phones are Android and I like the app called ACR. Anti-work, gonna love this one. Anti-work. This is great. Though I don't think 8 weeks is much notice for a 3-week vacation. I think that's the minimum I'd give for such a long time off. That's what we call justice. These people are too stupid to realize that their entire staff is reconsidering every fucking day. Never give an ultimatum you're not prepared for the other party to take. Good job, op. Fuck that guy. Are you serious? You left one place because they wanted you to work on your honeymoon, yet the next place asked you to work on your honeymoon and you did anyways. Completely defeating the purpose of leaving the first job. Anti-work. Not even close to true, but fun story tears of joy. This should be in anti-work. Anti-work material. Cross-post this to anti-work, they would love it. Just nitpicking, but Russia is a rainbow computer. This was incredibly satisfying to read. Good for you. 3 weeks? That's crazy. Sorry, but you got outsmarted here. They probably wanted to fire your ass. You gave him an out. Cross-post this to anti-work. That manager had been getting away with that shit his entire career, of that there is no doubt. Anti-work would love this. Anti-work would absolutely love this. Yeah, quit that job immediately and take your honeymoon. Never ever put work before family. I always say loyalty to a company isn't given, it's bought. We work because it pays our bills. Perfect. Congratulations on your wedding. I wouldn't have even given notice. Make them fire you. Denying vacation is no different than keeping money from you. That sub can't think what the fuck is a sub for telling people you left a gap the size of Ireland, is already one of the, if not then yay is trash. I never understand people like this. If I was your boss you'd be well paid for making my job easier. At a big company it's not my money lol. Love it. Thanks for sharing. This is why this subreddit exists. I don't want to hear about lazy and inexperienced kids complain about the reality of work. I don't want to hear about people demanding instead of asking for time off. I don't want to hear about you giving it to the man by quitting on the spot rather than provide at least a 2-week notice. This is gold. You were a kick-ass worker who went above and beyond in not only your own duties but that of your bosses as well. The last-minute change, on your boss's part, was unacceptable to you and you followed the right route in quitting and setting the company up for success like a gentleman. Despite all this your boss still fucked up and ended up screwing himself. I love it. I'd have said he sounds like my uncle but he owned his company so when he fucked off to play golf no one could say shit. Person shrugging. I asked for a single day off 4 weeks in advance, denied, something pissed me off 2 days before the day I wanted off. Walked into the office and said I quit, see ya. I heard, can you at least finish your shift, as I was walking away, didn't even turn back to look at them. Felt great. Man, imagine having a job where you got such no oversight that you can go take 3 hours 2-3 times a week to play golf and nobody sees it. That guy had a golden job and fucked it up.